join me in giving Angela a warm welcome to the platform.
Thank you, Renee. Welcome, Unity of Miami Gardens. I'm so glad my friends are here once again. Thank you for your support, your love. The Unity on the Bake folks. And so this is the month of love. We're going to go deeper into the power of love. And I selected the title, All We Need is Love. And it's based on the music from the Beatles from the past. All you need is love. And I know that sometimes when we hear that sentence, it sounds beautiful, but we think, come on, we need more than that, right? We need a house, we need food, we need a job, we need money in the bank, we need a car, that saying, all we need is love. It's so beautiful, but it's missing something. And the reason why we may think that that is so is because we have a limited understanding of what love is. We think that love is this feeling, this romantic feeling that we feel when we are close to some beloved people. That's a part of it, but love is so much more than that. Actually, love is the power that keeps this whole universe together and in harmony. Love is kind, love is providing, love is generous. So love is so much more than that. And as a matter of fact, love is the greatest attribute to the presence of God. So we can substitute that saying and say, all we need is God, because they are the same thing, right? So look at this. According to John 4, verse 16, God is love, and those who abide in love abide in God, and God abides in them. So here we're talking about love being the greatest attribute to God, which means that the shortcut to the presence of God is actually just being more loving. So some things we think, we go on to the spiritual path. We think that if I have a better understanding of metaphysics, if I know all about the spiritual laws, if I study everything, and that's it, that's all I need. But listen to what Corinthians, Paul, the Apostle Paul, look at what he says. If I speak in the tongues of men or of angels, but do not have love, I am only a resounding gong or a clanging cymbal. If I have the gift of prophecy and can fathom all the mysteries and all the knowledge, and if I have the faith that can move the mountains, but do not have love, I am nothing. So we're going to see that love among all the 12 powers is the most important one, because it allows us to be connected to the presence of God. So we're going to go deeper into what can we do to tap into the power within ourselves and be able to experience a closer relationship with the presence of God. But before we go there, we need to know what is it that may be taking place at an unconscious level that is blocking my ability to love and be loved. Because unless I bring awareness to it and I release it, it will continue to operate in the background and is going to sabotage our ability to experience love at a deeper level. One thing that I've noticed that we all have in common, is some sense of the feeling of unworthiness. I'm not worthy to receive love, maybe because I'm not good looking, maybe because I'm not wealthy, maybe because I am not measuring up to my own expectations. And so we beat ourselves down and we feel guilty and we feel unworthy of love, without realizing that we ourselves are blocking the possibility of receiving love. So, for example, if we think that, I have all this guilt and this shame from the past, my teacher said that I'm not good enough, and I'm carrying it through all my life, I'm the one that is sabotaging myself, and I need to pay attention, and I need to learn the art of release. I love how the Way of Mastery book teaches us that the least among us is already equal to the greatest among us. So there's nothing that we need to do or correct in order to feel worthy of love. So those of you who know that I'm going to ministerial school, The first class that they make us take is called self-care. Because they say you cannot help somebody else unless you help yourself first. So the number one class is self-care. Self-care includes self-kindness, includes self-compassion, includes us looking at our perceived flaws and embrace them and love them anyway. So that's the number one thing they request. So you begin to see that as part of the human family, we all have flaws. We are not perfect. But if we can just love and accept ourselves exactly as we are moving in the right direction. So I would like you to affirm with me right now. Okay, we're going to do it. I love and accept myself exactly as I am. Do it. I love and accept myself exactly as I am. One more time. I love and accept myself exactly as I am. With my flaws, with my whatever imperfection, whatever mistake I've done in the past, I'm just going to throw all of that out, and I'm going to begin to experience the sense of I am worthy of love. So repeat now. I am worthy of love. I am worthy of love. See, you need to begin to let go of that which is blocking the presence. You know, when you are gardening and you're watering the plants, my friend Sandra here loves to come to my house and water the plants. But you know, sometimes you're watering the plants and the water stops going. It's like, what happened? And when you look back, you notice that the hose is all twisted up. That's the feeling of unworthiness. That's what it does to the flow of love. So whenever we are beating ourselves up, judging ourselves, I'm not good enough, I have all kinds of wrinkles in my face, therefore I'm not worthy of love, or I need to lose weight in order to be worthy of love, or I'm not as good looking as I was in my 20s, so I'm not worthy of love. And we need to bring that to our awareness and begin to release and begin to open up ourselves to receive that which is ours by divine right. See, our soul longs for love. But because we don't know it, we begin to look for it outside of ourselves in the form of approval, in the form of honor, in the form of somebody telling us, I love you. But the reality is the source of it is within ourselves. And if we learn to tap in and receive, then we can extend it out. For those of you who are familiar with the story of Myrtle Fillmore, when she was sick, and she began this 2-year program that will bring her back into health and wholeness, she did prayer, she did meditation, she did affirmations, and she did denials. But there's something else that she did that was key to her healing, is that she spoke words of love to herself. She said that she spoke those words as a loving mother would do to her child. So she begins to speak love to the cells of the body. She begins to speak love to the organs of her body. So she loved herself into health and wholeness. So the first step to experiencing love is love of self. If I don't love myself, how I am going to expect somebody else to do it? So it all begins with us accepting ourselves, loving ourselves, showering ourselves with words of love, words of compassion. Because when we do that to ourselves, then it's easier for us to extend that love out into the world. We cannot extend something that we are not experiencing within ourselves. Now, what else can we do? So there's a few things. First, become aware of what is blocking the flow of love, any sense of unworthiness, guilt, shame. Become aware of it. Be willing to let go. Embrace our flaws. There's nothing wrong with us. It's wrong with the identity that we think we are. See, that's where our flaws are. Here we are, this perfect divine being, but because we are identifying ourselves with the physical body, with the personality, with the story, our perceived flaws is not based on who we are, it's based on who we think we are. So it's easier for us to let go and begin to embrace the presence of love within ourselves. Now, I love how Thich Nhat Hanh said that love is not something that you feel, it's something that you practice. So the next step is let's begin to practice being a little bit more loving. And how does it work? In Scripture, we have some guidelines, and I know sometimes it's hard because we want to feel right. We don't, we see something wrong going on. We don't want to forgive. We want to be right. But if we want to practice love, here are some guidelines according to Scripture. This is Corinthians 13, verse 4. Love is patient. That means if you feel pushed around, take a deep breath. Let me practice patience. Love is kind. If there is an opportunity for you to be kind to someone, go ahead and be. That's practice being the presence of love. Love does not envy. So if you catch yourself being envious, just take a deep breath and remember the fullness of the presence of God is within me. I have all that I need. There is no need for me to be envy. As a matter of fact, when we begin to practice rejoicing in other people's accomplishment as if it's ours, we are actually increasing our ability to be loved, to be the presence of love. It does not boast, it's not proud. Only the ego boasts, is only the ego is proud. Because love is so universal, it sees itself everywhere, it has no need to boast or to be proud. It does not dishonor others. It is not self-seeking. It's not easily angered. So when you feel like you're being pushed around and you're angry, take a deep breath. It's an opportunity. Let me release this anger. Let me release this judgment. Let me come back to my sense of peace and let me allow love to flow out. See, love, when you see a little rose that has a fragrance, the rose doesn't become selective at who it's going to allow this fragrance to flow. It just simply allows. So the invitation is that we become like a rose and we begin just to let love out without blocking. Oh, that person deserves, I'm going to give. Oh, that one doesn't deserve. Okay, I'm going to stop. Oh, that one over there, forget about it. I'm going to turn the other way. Right? So sometimes we do it. It's all natural. We should not. Listen, when we miss the mark, don't beat yourself up. Take a deep breath and going back in the line. What else? Love does not delight in evil, but rejoices with the truth. It always protects, it always trusts, it always hopes, it always perseveres. Love never fails. So that's an opportunity for us to begin to express more love in our life. The more love we give, the more that we receive. So if you notice someone that is, I don't have any friends, I don't have any love, I don't have any this, the best place to begin is give that what you want to receive. You don't have any friends, begin to become more friendly towards other people, and you will begin to build friendship. If you don't have enough love in your life, begin to practice being loving. As a matter of fact, Jesus said that there's only 2 things that we need to remember, not 2 commandments, not 10. Moses came to teach us about the law. Thou shalt not do this, thou shalt not do that. But Jesus came to teach us, you just have to focus on 2 things. Test. Who knows what it is? Raise your hand. That's it. Love God above all things and love your neighbor as yourself. It doesn't say don't steal, don't kill, don't do this. Why? Because if you love God and if you love your neighbor, you're not going to be stealing, right? You're not going to be doing anything bad. So that's the thing. So it's not saying study all the metaphysics that you can, get all this understanding, all this knowledge, and you'll be good to go. No. He said just love. Just be the presence of love wherever you go. What else can we do to expand the presence of love within ourselves? Here is an advice from Mother Teresa. She says, it's not how much you do, but how much you love you put into what you're doing that matters. So another invitation is whatever you're doing, do it with love. You're going to do a service, do it with love. You're going to help your friend, do it with love. You're going to clean the house, do it with love. You're going to wash your car, do it with love. Just begin to express love. How can I expand that more? Just begin to tap in. I love going to the beach. I love the sunset. I love the sunrise. I love hanging out with friends. You just begin to, just love and love and love. Put love into what you do. So to bring this message to a conclusion and make the long story short, a few things to remember. Number 1, Love is the shortcut into the presence of God. You can skip all the study and all the metaphysics and all that, but you cannot skip being in love, receiving the love. See, our soul longs to receive their love. And we go out looking for it outside just come back home. Be still and know that their love is already there, and He wants to shower us with its guidance, its protection, its wisdom, its abundance. It's already there. We need to begin to pay attention. What is it about me that is blocking it? Maybe I'm being too harsh on myself. Maybe I'm being too judgmental. Maybe I'm identifying myself with my personality instead of my divine nature. Notice what is it that is blocking and begin to feel worthy. I am worthy of love. I am worthy of abundance. I'm worthy of all the good things of life. When you begin to feel worthy, you begin to open up the door for it to come into your life. Second thing that we can do is to begin to practice sending it out. I'm going to let go of my guilt and shame. I'm going to shower myself first with self-love. If I don't love myself, I cannot go forward. And once we are saturated with this beautiful love, we extend it out like the fragrance of a flower, unconditionally, wherever we are. The way of mastery teaches us that we are here to become teachers of love, to teach only love, wherever we go, through forgiveness, through kindness, through giving, to being patient. And if we want to go the extra mile, whatever we do it with love. We offer it to God. Actually, we can make all of our actions a spiritual devotion to something greater than myself. I can do the dishes and offer it up to God. I can cook and offer it up to God. And I can see the presence of God wherever I look, especially to those that are surrounding me. And when we begin to follow this, magic happens. And indeed, we begin to experience what it's like being one with the presence of God here and now. And so it is. Thank you very much.